One of the least explored places in the world is that of the dense vegetation of the Amazon rainforest, and the overgrowing jungle that has swallowed ancient relics, uncontacted tribes and a number of strange artifacts. This only helps to spread mystery and wonder as researchers venturing out into the greenery have made some incredible discoveries, and some have become impossible for conventional means to explain. So today we'll be taking a look at 5 Amazon jungle discoveries that cannot be explained. Encounters with the Mapinguari. One of the most interesting accounts of a strange discovery made within the dense Amazonian jungle is that of modern-day accounts of encountering a large ground sloth. Though many locals refer to the creature as the Mapinguari, an ancient Brazilian monster of native folklores and legends, described as having the skin of a reptile, one large eye, a second mouth on its stomach, large claws and backwards feet. Many modern-day sightings instead describe the creature as being that of a massive sloth-like creature that moves slowly, has long arms capable of tearing apart trees, a sloped back and can stand up to 7 feet tall, while being covered from head to toe in thick matted fur. Interestingly enough, what many people are not aware of is the fact that when Charles Darwin first visited the area all throughout South America, he came across the bones of a now extinct megafauna known as the giant ground sloth, a large cousin of the modern-day sloths throughout South America, but estimated to have stood at the size of a bear. When he first discovered the bones, Darwin remarked at how young they looked, believing the bones to have been freshly made by an animal that had just recently passed away. Further studies would confirm that the giant ground sloth would be around as recent as 10,000 years ago, before the Great Ice Age had formed and could have survived for a short period after. This has left many believing that perhaps the modern day accounts of the Mapinguari are merely encounters with the surviving members of the giant ground sloth. Several uncontacted tribes. Given the nature of the incredibly dense and impassable jungles of the Amazon, it's believed by a number of researchers that there may be a total of several dozen indigenous populations that have yet to make any form of outside contact. This does appear to be a recurring theme with small tribes. However, as many modern-day efforts to preserve a native population are taken to prevent the spread of illnesses of any kind between ourselves and isolated peoples, or making any form of contact that could lead to a dangerous and escalated response. Researchers believe there may be more than 100 uncontacted tribes within Peru and the Amazonian jungles alone. Evidence of these tribes have been gathered via the use of aerial footage, and claims of reported encounters with native tribes all throughout the region. Over the years, many expeditions have discovered mysterious tribes. Given the fact that these tribes tend to reside in the most remote and densest parts of the jungles, coupled with modern-day efforts to prevent further deforestation and exploration into different parts of the jungle, contact with these tribes are not expected to occur anytime soon. The origins of many of these tribes have been shrouded in mystery, with a number of strange recorded behaviours that leave many wondering the mental status to their villages and their hidden cultures. Some have been reported as being very artistic, while others have been seen engaging in strange behaviours. Some explorers have even reported seeing Bigfoot-like creatures in the Amazon. For decades, many people from around the world have been fascinated by the sightings of a large ape-like creature known as Bigfoot. These creatures are known for their large stature, and can be from 8 to 15 feet tall. Though many might not believe this creature exists, some say there is overwhelming evidence of its presence all around the world. With the Amazon region being so dense, some people say you'd never find a Bigfoot, and they say that a small clan of Bigfoots could exist in this region. The discovery of a humpback whale. Though the jungles of the Amazon rainforest are known for hosting a wide number of unexpected and undiscovered species all throughout its dense vegetation, one such discovered species has left many researchers puzzled as to the strange behaviour exhibited by the species found on the shores of the jungle. This species is that of a large humpback whale. Back in February of 2019, a number of Amazonian conservation researchers found the body of a young humpback whale, and this had washed ashore on one of the many small forested islands within the Amazonian River. This became a surprise as this species has never been seen this far into the jungle, nor does it make sense that the whale could be anywhere near the region given the fact the Amazon River is not a natural habitat for this creature, and humpback whales should be in the middle of their migration to Antarctica during this time. The body of the humpback whale was discovered when the researchers travelling through the area noticed a large number of vultures flying overhead. This has led many to theorise that perhaps it's a far more common place for the humpback whale to travel down the Amazon River, as any remains of such an encounter would be pit dry by the numerous species all throughout the jungle. This theory is also supported by the fact that many researchers have noticed a growing population of the humpback whales off the coast of Brazil, believing that perhaps younger males of the species are using the river to cut across South America for their journey. The Amazon Rings. One of the most peculiar findings reported in the Amazon jungles is that of what has often been described as the Amazon Rings. Though they are called rings, the majority of the discovered markings are more often similar to a variety of line shapes that have been dug into the ground, and that eventually loop in on themselves, such as squares, ovals, straight twisting lines and circles. Interestingly enough, when researchers first discovered these earthen rings, they quickly accepted the trenches were man-made and completely artificial in nature. This then led to a series of strange revelations as the dating of the rings led researchers to believe the rings had been formed long before the Amazon rainforest began to form. This has led to the complete reformation of the original beliefs held surrounding the pre-Columbian people. Originally, it was believed that the natives throughout the region were very gentle in the surrounding landscapes, and held little developments. With the discovery of the rings, however, the realization that there had been massive slash and burn techniques, and major construction developments all throughout the region became apparent. Though the rings have been dated as being somewhere around 6,000 years old, this is a significant change as the Amazons were more reminiscent of the savannas of Africa during the time. This discovery has led to many more questions being solved in the modern day, such as how so many tribes can be found isolated deep within the jungles, believing they had formed long before the jungles had overgrown throughout the area, and became trapped within their respective territories. The discovery and research of these rings are still going on, but point many researchers in the direction that large ancient cities could have been housed all throughout the regions of the Amazons, with many rings being found from Brazil to Bolivia. The Eternal Boiling River. The oldest myths among the locals of the Amazon jungle is that of the existence of the Eternal Boiling River. The river was believed to be inhabited by the serpent spirits known as the Yakomama, a name of which roughly translates to the Mother of the Waters. According to the legend, this serpent spirit had the ability to breathe out a tremendous amount of heat, of which could change the waters throughout the area into a boiling river, that had the ability to heal those of whom stood in its vapours. Interestingly enough, in the modern day, researchers have discovered an area within the Amazon that has a river of boiling water flowing throughout the area. When the researchers were taken to the area with the help of the shaman, of whom worked to protect the secrecy and safety of the boiling river as they believe it to be a sacred site, they discovered that the waters in the area stayed roughly between the temperatures of 120 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Additionally, the mud all along the river was known to be so hot to touch that it could cause third-degree burns. Though many researchers thought that underground magma chambers were warming the river, this theory would eventually be discarded as the closest form of volcanic activity would not be around for at least 400 miles in any direction. Other explanations have been put forward. However, the shaman has proven to be an obstacle when trying to understand the river, as they grow distrusting of more and more developments in the region. Today, no official explanation for the boiling river exists. So what do you make of these discoveries made throughout the dense vegetation of the Amazonian jungles? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. As always, thank you for watching.